This is the mayor's report for the city of Battle Creek, Michigan. This is the mayor of Battle Creek, Mark Behnke. Good morning and welcome to another mayor's report on a Saturday morning. Just want to real quickly remind you that city offices are closed on January 16th in observance of Martin Luther King Day in our Battle Creek community. Battle Creek Transit bus van services will operate as usual. Republic services will make the usual garbage day pickups for Monday customers. I also want to remind you that the State of the Community event is scheduled for 9 a.m. Friday, January 27th. Hear from the Battle Creek, Calhoun County, and other municipal leaders about activities from 2022 and looking ahead into 2023. This will be a virtual event with a live stream on the city's YouTube channel. Do you have a question you'd like to ask for our leaders? Please submit it using the form linked on the city's website, battlecreekmi.gov. That's battlecreekmi.gov. Scroll to the city spotlight section and follow the link. I'd also like to remind you that the Battle Creek Area Chamber of Commerce will hold a State of the Business Community the day before, starting at 11:30 a.m. January 26th at the Battle Creek Country Club. Hear from the City of Battle Creek's new fire and police chiefs. Hear from the mayor's office about business topics, and hear about transportation and childcare issues, and perhaps more. The cost is $10 for chamber members, $20 for community members, and the event does include lunch at the Battle Creek Country Club. Also remind you that there's a couple events taking place by the Southwest Michigan Urban League on Monday. A spotlight. The African-American author will feature 3 individuals who have written some books. First one is Elijah Johnson, a doctor, excuse me, and the name of her book is Heal Our Way. The second one is Black and White Voices, written by J.R. Reynolds and Dr. Lester Johnson. The second, both of these individuals are very talented, and I'm sure you would find them most interesting. It takes place Monday, January 16, 2023 at 11 a.m. at the Kellogg Arena. And I do not believe there's any charge to get in. Finally, the heart-shaped herb and Afro resilience, that was written by Dr. Johnson. Also, once again, like I said, I highly recommend these 3 individuals for the books that they have written. I believe at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, there'll be a guest speaker, and I believe they're providing a complimentary brunch or lunch that day at the Kellogg Arena. Once again, starts at 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. There'll be some books presented, and then from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, there's a guest speaker and also some lunch. Finally, let's get into the meat of our report this week. Commission meeting. The next commission meeting is Tuesday, January 17th in the commission chambers at City Hall. Please plan to attend. We have public comment at the beginning and at the end of the meeting. Secondly, I want to talk about your live Christmas trees. I noticed mine was gone yesterday. I'm very happy about that. Through January 27th, the Republic Services will pick up live Christmas trees. Emergency Medical Services and Fire Service Survey. City leaders want to hear about neighbors' experiences with the Battle Creek Fire Department and Life Care Ambulance in a new survey. This is very important. We're attempting to obtain information about some of the experiences that you have or you are willing to share in a confidential survey. The survey will inform the city's EMS fire police study. Their survey will be open through January 27th. We started the study last summer with CPSM to help leaders understand if the current ways that those 3 departments and organizations provide service to the community are the best ways. CPSM specializes in studying first responder services, and their name does not imply that they would recommend or the city would implement a public safety model. This survey specifically addresses neighbors' experiences with the perceptions of the Battle Creek Fire Department and Life Care Ambulance to inform the fire and EMS parts of the study. The police section is informed by other recent surveys and has asked the community's experiences and perceptions. You can also find the survey link on the city's website or homepage, battlecreekmi.gov, Scroll to City Spotlight. If you'd rather take the survey by phone, please call 269-966-3311. That's 269-966-3311. We appreciate everyone's help and input on this critical community service. Battle Creek Recreation Department, Winter 2022, children's sports registration closes soon. Programs include tiny tot floor hockey, flag football, and youth indoor soccer. Flag football has moved indoors. The program will meet twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The first week will be spent practicing, followed by 4 weeks of games. Mouth guards must be worn. Volunteer coaches are needed. Flag football starts February 28th and runs until March 30th for children aged 5 through 8. Monster Truck Wars, the Monsters Are Coming, is scheduled for Kellogg Arena on Saturday 28th, and I know this is a very popular event, so I thank the Kellogg Arena for bringing the Monsters Truck Wars back. America's Wildest Monster Truck Show is coming to Battle Creek, Michigan. This family-friendly show features the lowest advanced ticket prices in the area and is themed Day of Destruction. Feel and hear the thunder. Those are the two shows times included. A matinee from 1 to 3 with gates open at 11, featuring a pre-show meet and greet, a pit party, and the kids zone from 11:30 to 12:30. The evening event starts at 7 with gates opening at 5, featuring a pre-show and meet and greet pit party with kids zones from 5:30 to 6:30. Back by popular demand will be Cue the Creek Barbecue Festival. It's scheduled for February 4th at the Kellogg Arena from 3 to 7 p.m. There is a $5 entry fee. Visit thecreek.com for tickets and additional information. Recycle right. Just a friendly reminder that no plastic bags, plastic film belong in the city recycling carts. You can take those items to your local store, such as Meijer, Kohl's, Lowe's, or Walmart. Once again, I'm going to repeat that because it's important. We need to keep the contaminants out of the recyclables. So we're asking you not to put plastic bags or plastic film in the recycling carts. You can take those items to your local Meijer's, Kohl's, Lowe's, or Walmart. Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 16th is Martin Luther King Day. The city offices will be closed. In the United States, Martin Luther King is honoring the achievements of Martin Luther King Jr., a Baptist minister who advocated for the use of nonviolent means to end racial segregation. He came to the national prominence during a bus boycott by African Americans in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. He founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1957 and led the 1963 March on Washington. The most influential of African American civil rights leaders during the 1960s, he was instrumental in the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination in public accommodations, facilities, and employment, and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. I have a series of proclamations. The first one I'm very honored to give, and I'll be doing this in person this week. Ida McCray Day. Whereas Ida McCray has served the students of the Calhoun County for over 50 years as a support staff educator with the Culinary Arts and Hospitality Program at the Calhoun County Career Center in the Calhoun Intermediate School District. And whereas Miss McCray is a tireless educator who has impacted the lives of thousands of students across the Battle Creek area and Calhoun County. And whereas during this time, the Culinary Arts and Hospitality Program, Ida has worked with 6 different culinary instructors and multiple administrators across 5 decades. And whereas Ida McCray's dedication to helping others flourish has impacted generations of students and their families. And whereas the Assistant Superintendent of Career and Technical Education, Tim Staffen, stated, Ida McCray has made a positive presence and has over the years shown not only technical skills in culinary arts and hospitality, but served our students and community in the capacity of helping students grow in understanding outstanding individuals who leave high school able to learn, earn, and live. She has always exemplified the belief in all kids. Now, therefore, on behalf of the citizens of the city of Battle Creek, Michigan, In honor of this devoted community member, we do hereby proclaim January 18th, 2023 is Ida McCray Day in the greater Battle Creek area and in recognition of her dedication to education in the Battle Creek community. Congratulations, Ida. National Day of Racial Healing. Whereas we have all witnessed racial divisiveness rising in America's urban, rural, suburban, and tribal communities today, which threatens the very core of this great country's unified front. And whereas, just like those who came before us, it is our duty to protect the children of this country and maintain communities in which they may have all the opportunity to succeed. And whereas we understand and recognize that there is a racial divide in our country, and we must all work earnestly to heal the wounds created by racial, ethnic, and religious bias, and build an equitable and just society so that all children can thrive. And whereas children have the right to be provided every opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive in a nurturing environments that don't violate their safety, dignity, and humanity. And whereas every single person has the capability to make changes within themselves that can have profound effects on an entire society. And whereas if we dedicate ourselves to the principles of truth, racial healing, and transformation, we can bring about the necessary changes in thinking, behavior, and systems that will propel this great country forward as a unified force where racial biases will become a thing of the past. And whereas racial healing is a vital and crucial commitment to the education, social, mental, and overall well-being of our children. And whereas the state of Michigan has issued a governor proclamation acknowledging January 17th as the National Day of Racial Healing. Therefore, on behalf of the citizens of the city of Battle Creek, in conjunction with the others across the United States of America, acknowledge and do hereby proclaim Tuesday, January 17, 2023, as National Day of Racial Healing, and urge all the neighbors of our community and communities across the country to promote racial healing and transformation in the ways that are best suited for them individually, as a means to working together to ensure the best quality of life for every child. Finally, our last one, Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And this is brought to us by Safe Place in Battle Creek, whereas human trafficking is a worldwide health and civil rights crisis. Victims, survivors of both labor and sex trafficking span across the globe, with both international and domestic victims. And whereas anyone can become a victim of trafficking regardless of age, sex, ability, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, social economic status, or religion. Traffickers target individuals who for any reason are vulnerable. And whereas from January to December 2021, there were 10,359 trafficking situations reported to the National Human Trafficking Hotline across the country. In those situations, a total of 16,554 likely victims of trafficking were identified. And whereas the United States Attorney's Office for the Western District of Michigan has processed 18 defendants for sex trafficking since 2013, while many others are prosecuted at the state and county level. And whereas the true extent of human trafficking problem is very hard to determine, as most of the time these victims and situations are not reported or brought forward. And whereas every member of our community can play a role in preventing human trafficking, observing January as Human Trafficking Awareness Month provides an excellent opportunity to increase awareness of both labor and sex trafficking, and therefore empower the community to prevent human trafficking by seeking education to recognize the signs of this abuse and taking meaningful action to break the cycle. Human Trafficking Awareness Month is also a reminder of the importance of the organizations like Safe Place in Calhoun County to provide critical confidential services such as free legal advocacy, counseling, support groups, and emergency shelters for victims of sex trafficking and domestic violence and their dependent children. Therefore, on behalf of the citizens of the city of Battle Creek, we do hereby proclaim the month of January 2023 as Human Trafficking Awareness Month in the greater Battle Creek area, And we urge all citizens of Battle Creek to do their best to end human trafficking in this country by working together and supporting their community's efforts to promote safe, healthy, and supportive environments, and to assist victims in finding the help they need to ensure that no survivor of human trafficking ever has to struggle alone. Thank you very much for listening today. This is the Mayor of Battle Creek, Mark Behnke. Please have a great remainder of the weekend.